Today we're talking about money. Tech is known for paying really well, and it helps to know what kind of money you can expect to get if you're considering a career in tech or if you're in tech and you want to be paid fairly. I'm going to be sharing my exact salary progression and compensation numbers from when I started my career 4 years ago to now. And I'll be sharing some context for those numbers to put them in perspective. I'll be sharing some other salary related resources down below in case you're curious about design salaries or tech salaries in general. The main parts of a compensation package are salary, equity, and benefits. Salary, of course, being how much you get paid in a year. Equity is your ownership in a company, typically in the form of stock options or stock. And if you sell that stock, then of course you can get money. To keep it simple, I'll just go over the cash value of the equity that I currently own. And then there's benefits, which include things like paid time off, free food, free stuff, discounts, 401k, things like that. And I'll be going over just the highlights for those things. So I'll be sharing my actual numbers and how they changed over time, as well as some of the benefits that I had at these different companies. And just a reminder, I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area where cost of living is really high, food is pretty expensive, rent is really expensive. To put it in context, I'm paying $2,600 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment. So again, there's context for these numbers that are important, and it's good to keep that in mind. Okay, now the actual numbers. So company A, this is the very first company I worked for. I taught myself design, which you can watch here. I taught myself design and then found a job at this mid-stage fintech company with around 150 people, and the salary I started out with was $72,000. Eventually, as the company was growing and through a series of raises, I ended up at $125,000 a little less than 3 years later. And so the breakdown of that progression is here. It was a mix of the company is growing and your salary is being adjusted according to the market and the size of the company. Also, there were some formal processes where a manager made a case for me to get a raise, and then I got a promotion or a raise because my manager advocated for me. So from that, I was able to go from $72,000 to $125,000. And the other part of it that's super huge is the equity part. So I joined when the company was really small. I left after it had grown an extreme amount, and the equity that I had purchased became worth a lot. So I went from purchasing this equity for $10,000, it is currently worth $315,000. And something to keep in mind about equity is that really until you sell it, it's not actually real money unless you have the opportunity to sell or you actually sell. Anything can happen. This company could fail, or the price can always go down. Currently it's worth a lot, yeah, but it could go down or something could happen where it makes it worthless. And that's why I view equity more as a nice to have or something on top of my salary, because again, it is not guaranteed that you're gonna get something from your equity. Some of the other perks, $100 a month for phone and wellness, free lunch and snacks. So we'd get $25 for lunch on Fridays to encourage people to go out and socialize with the team and see the sun for once. We got 401k matching. When we were remote, we had $15 a day for food that we could spend on anything. There was also a fun perk of unlimited book reimbursement. You can buy any book and reimburse it, which was pretty cool, and I took advantage of that. And then, of course, health, dental, and vision insurance. So that was the breakdown for Company A, my very first job as a product designer. Eventually, I went through the very fun process of getting laid off from this company and spent 9 months searching for a job as a product designer again. I found a job at a small to medium-sized education technology company that was around 200 people when I joined, and the salary I had there was $115,000. So it was a downgrade from my previous job, which was at $125K. Not ideal, but it was during the pandemic and I wasn't really having much luck finding other jobs. And there are a couple of reasons why you might take a lower paying job that aren't just, you can't find anything else. For me, this ended up being a really great decision because it was a lot less stressful than my previous job at that very fast growing fintech company. So it isn't always about what's the highest paying job. Really, you have to think about your life and your mental health and see what works for you. My work-life balance was extremely good. I sometimes would only work a couple hours a day and that was enough. And then I had free time to go do things like have lunch with my partner or just go take a walk or exercise during the day, things like that. So in the end, it was a pretty good experience. Another reason you might take a pay cut is if the work is more aligned with what you're interested in. I was more interested in education and health than I was in fintech, and there was an opportunity for me to work on that here. Also, there was an opportunity on the team to build out processes, helped us adopt a new design system, and these were all things I considered when I joined this company. So equity for this company, I didn't have any equity because I left before vesting. Basically, I didn't earn the equity because I didn't stay with the company for more than a year. So some notable benefits and perks aside from insurance, there was a 401k match, but there was also $1,000 a year I could spend on education and training. I use this to pay for an $800 online video seminar course on design that was extremely high quality. So that was a really nice perk that I had. After that, I joined a healthcare company, the one I'm currently at, which is around 2,000 people and also experiencing extremely fast growth, similar to the first company that I worked at. And my current salary is $150,000 a year. So I don't have any equity yet because I haven't hit my 1 year mark, but if I do hit the 1 year mark and were to sell all my equity right away, that would add net around $78,000 to my total comp for that year. And other fun benefits, $100 a month for internet and phone, $500 for a home office, there's 401k matching, and there's health, vision, and dental, so pretty standard stuff. So why is this important? Well, this is what I was able to earn as a self-taught product designer with no background or experience in tech, no formal education in design, and a lot of people are doing the same thing right now. And since money is basically freedom points and tech pays really well, I'm just really grateful to be in this field where my salary and my compensation can accelerate so quickly. And there's the added consideration of remote work where you can move to a low cost of living area and more quickly achieve your financial goals. You can save more, you can invest more, you can buy a house, do whatever you want faster if you're able to get a high paying job and then move somewhere where living is pretty cheap. Many companies offer remote options nowadays, so you can join a company remotely, get paid a pretty decent salary, and then move wherever you want. So I have this option right now. I could move anywhere in the US, and that would be a huge financial benefit to me. If I knew this was going to be a possibility working in tech, I probably would have made the switch soon. And I have a video sharing my story getting into tech without a design degree or formal experience, and I'll put that somewhere on the screen as well as in the description. You should check it out. I'm going to be sharing more tips, tricks, and insights for aspiring designers and aspiring career transitioners into tech on this channel. I'll be sharing everything I know. So if you're interested in that, please follow along by subscribing and like this video if it was helpful. Leave a comment if you have any questions and I'll answer it because there aren't many people commenting nowadays, so I can look at the questions and give you a direct answer or answer your questions in a future video. And with that, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it if you made it this far. See ya.